Hello, everybody, and welcome to day 4 of Transcendence. If this is your first time here in the Awakening community, welcome. If this is your first day in Transcendence, welcome. We're on day 4. You can go and catch up on the other previous 3 days in the guide section that says Transcendence on this group. And if you have not yet printed this off, go and do it because you can catch up on it in your own time. Okay, let's get into this. Day 4 of Transcendence is all about self-care. Sounds simple, right? Even when the guys were taking me through this, I was like, are you sure about self-care? It sounds kind of boring. Like, shouldn't we be talking about mediumship or channeling through? Like self-care, brushing our teeth and washing our face and bathing, like, of course, like we all know how to do that. Even I questioned it because it sounds so simple. But the more I've been going through the transcendence process with you, and the more I have been trusting the guidance from the guides that have created alongside with me, created this program alongside with you, whoever's here has had an input on creating this program, the more I realized this is a very, very important module, day 4. And we're going to go into it, but it's going to be short and sharp and to the point, okay, today, because day 1, we have the sacred self-service, and we went into why it's so important to create the space for ourselves in ritual and ceremony, like daily, a joy list, and of course, the 4 Ps. Day 2, we went into the nervous system, how we can actually physically touch our bodies and use our breath and our water and all the things to calm grounding and calm our nervous system. Yesterday, on day 3, we went into communication, which was pretty big session. Okay, so if you really want to be activated, day 3, listen to it once, twice, 3 times. We really went deep into the paradox of life, the duality, and a lot about the mind and the heart. Okay, also communicating with spirit, with self, others, and spirit, the SOS method. So today we're going to go into self-care, and I want you to bring a beautiful, gentle energy into self-care today. So how now? How are you feeling now? And just make sure you're in a space. So for the next 20 minutes, you can really come into a space of you. What are you requiring going forward as we come into a new year, as we come into a new season, as we come into a new part of ourselves? So many of us are trying to escape ourselves, not realizing that we can't ever escape ourselves. We tend to blame the outside instead of acknowledging that you can't ever run from yourself. There's just different parts of you, different doors within your mansion. You are the temple. You are the queendom. And within you is many, 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 many doors. And so many of those doors we shut. So many of those doors are on automatic pilot. So they open and close whenever they need to. We don't even know that. Some of them are wide open and maybe they need to be closed a little bit. Maybe we need to work on our standards and our boundaries. And today we come back to the center of self, which is self-care. It's a little bit different to a sacred self-service because that is serving ourselves. But self-care is a thing that it's a must. It's a non-negotiable. And I would love you to write that down if you've been having problems or challenges serving yourself or self-care. Self-care is a non-negotiable. Just like for me, brushing my teeth twice a day is a non-negotiable. If I go to bed, I'm like, oh my God, I haven't brushed my teeth. I get up and I brush my teeth. You know, it just doesn't happen. I'm on autopilot when it comes to particular things. But there's other things that I've been sitting with while I've been going through this process with you that I haven't been so great on. So thank you for being here with me because I get to go through this process. This morning I've been through this process, and yesterday, of course, because here we are, So I'm going to share with you some of those things today that I'm going to add into my self-care routine. And then, of course, my sacred self-service from day one is it's the joy list, and it's creating the rituals and creating the little temples and coming into the kind of like a prayer mode and doing my spirit work. But self-care is different. Self-care is non-negotiables for a strong reality that gets to be the resilience of our body. We require resilience for our spirit, resilience for our body, because this life is going to shake you up. And that's why we've talked about the things like the nervous system and communication in the past. Now we're going to work on how to make you strong and resilient mentally, physically, spiritually. How does that feel for you? And let me know if you're here, if you're jumping on, come on and say hello. I hope you're enjoying Transcendence. I'm so grateful I'm able to bring this to you. Okay, so this is real simple. Yesterday was a big day. Yesterday was communication. It was like a big session, a lot of reprogramming, rewiring, transmuting, transforming, transcending yesterday. So today's one page. It's nice and easy for you. Okay, so we're taught the basics, but there's so many things that are missing. And it's really interesting because when I brought meditation into my life, and I bring meditation, or I invite others, I offer others to come into a space of meditation, and most of them will say to me, I don't know how, it's too hard, I go to sleep. First of all, if you go to sleep when you're meditating, don't worry about it. It's still meditating. Because when at the end of the meditation, when it goes ding, or like where it goes, and when you're ready, open your eyes. We open our eyes and we're like, oh, I must have fallen asleep. But really, our conscious mind has just got out of the way so we can actually receive the goodness in our subconscious. Because why else would we wake up at the end of the meditation? Has that ever happened to any of you guys, or do you just keep on sleeping through? Some of us are lighter sleepers than others, but when we're sleeping, what are we doing? Does anyone ever tell us what we're actually doing when we're sleeping? Maybe you know. I know that I time travel, I leave my body. I know that I do a lot of healing. I have a lot of conversations. I can tell by the way I've woken up how much work I've done. So, of course, I want more of that. So I do it during the day. But here's the thing. Some people say, I can't do it. I don't have enough time to have a 20-minute meditation or meditate. Good for you, Victoria. 3 hours of lying down. Like, who can do that? We're busy people. I get it. But we can do it for 1 minute. We're going to do that today. So stay tuned, because after this riff, we're going to go into a 1 minute meditation. All we need is 1 minute to change our state. Just like I talked about in the nervous system, all we have to do is go to change our state. That's all of 30 seconds. All we have to do, I've got my little breathing my little breathing necklace here, is all we have to do is breathe or feel or think or come into an attitude of gratitude or spend 1 minute meditating to bring us back into center. Everyone has 1 minute. 1 minute while we're doing the dishes, 1 minute while we're taking the dog out for like a quick walk, or 1 minute while we're going to the letterbox, or 1 minute while we're going from the laundry to the lounge, to the kitchen, picking up the kids' toys. We can do 1 minute. What are we doing in any given 1 minute? What are we doing? Probably thinking. So 1 minute meditations. Oh my God, I can't wait to do that with you very, very soon. If you have been in my memberships, if you're in Spiritual Magnificence, my membership, or if you've been in MM, we do this all the time. We just go into meditations. Just 1 minute, we come back out and everyone's like, whoa, I was an 8 out of 10. Now I'm a 1 out of 10. How? 1 minute? We get to change our state. We can change our state by putting our shoulders back and breathing and growing those roots down. just like that. Wow, I feel different. We can literally change our state by dropping our barriers and expanding right now. Oh, yep. We can change our state by thinking about a cute little puppy dog that all our children looked at pictures of my children today because they're away and I went, oh, change my state. We can change our state. And this is a huge part of self-care. But going back to the book, our feelings are a mirror of how we look after ourselves. Sacred self-service is self-care at its finest. Self-care. Are you brushing your teeth twice a day or 3 times a day? Are you showering daily? Are you bathing? Are you breathing? Are you drinking water? Of course, we have got all of the basics. Are you sleeping? Are you touching others? Are we getting hugs? Are we communicating? There's basics, self-care basics that people have literally even dismantled that to create separation. And we see that because we've got our devices. We have our devices and we get caught up in it. Like, have you ever been to a restaurant and then there's a kid there just on their cell phone or on their tablet and the parents are on their phones or having their own conversations? It's like, I mean, we may have even done that with our own children. What is happening with the separation when we need to come together? And self-care means actually communion with others. It means being in this kind of tribe, being in a community, but also having self-time to ourselves. So my son, for his own self-care, because it depends on your blueprint and what you need, right? He will take himself off to his room about 3 or 4 times a day. He'll be playing on the street with all the kids. He'll be playing a little bit of Xbox. He'll be playing with his sister, playing with a dog, getting himself food and making it. Very, very self-sufficient 8-year-old. And we'll be like, where is he gone? We always go to his room and he's tucked up in his bed and he's looking at something on his tablet or he's looking at a book or he's in the shed and he's building something and he's by himself. And he'll say to his mates, I need to go be by myself now. He'll just remove himself because he is looking after himself and self-care. That is coming from a conscious 8-year-old. Isn't that interesting? How often do we take ourselves away from other people when we're socializing because we've had enough? Interesting. Okay, so getting into the logistics of this. I spent 24 hours with basically like a health guru. She is an owner of a gym. She's a great friend of mine, and she's got a big science brain. She is a superhuman. She's a beautiful spiritual being, but she has got this big science brain. She is super highly intelligent, and she told me a lot of stuff about the body and the self-care. And I thought it was fascinating. So what I have done is a self-care chart for myself. Nice and simple because I'm not a computer person. I am not techie. I'm a paper and pen girl, always. I've even got this written out and I write in it. I don't have it up on my screen. So for my self-care, I desire to 10x my reality. I want to 10x the strength of my body, my relationships, my finances, the work that I'm doing for the world. I want to be able to do more free stuff, more high-level programs, more all the things. I want to stretch out my capacity. This is what transcending is all about, is stretching out my capacity. I'm always working on myself to be a better human, or should I say a more conscious human. So I want a strong body because it's my temple. So I got the teeth down. I got the knowing when to go to bed. I got the drinking the water, all the self-care things. But what can we add into our self-care? Like a lot of people will get their nails done and their hair done. They may get massages. I'm just giving you some ideas here. They may get facials, go to the osteopath, go to the naturopath. Like these are all self-care practices. These are very necessary for many people. They add different things into their regime, and they're like, well, I have a personal trainer, or I go to the gym, I walk on the beach. So mine is like walking on the beach daily, going to the gym a few times a week, stretching on my yoga mat. I want to be doing that daily, but I'll do it for a week and then I'll just, yeah. And I let myself care just kind of fade out. And the next minute I find like I'm just back to brushing my teeth, showering, drinking water, and sleeping. That's the very, very basics. But I want my self-care to be stacked. So my life is very much this generative energy that's creating more. How is this resonating for you? What does your self-care routine look like now? Sure, we can have the face things, the cleanser and the toner and the moisturizer and the BB cream and the makeup and doing the hair and putting on the jewelry. Like, we can do those things. Wherever you let your self-care slip back to just the essentials, just to the point of surviving. Our self-care needs to be like, we are looking after a goddamn queen. What am I wearing today? How do I feel today? This here, I'm a very practical person. I'm not it doesn't matter what labels I'm wearing. I'm not highly into fashion. I like good quality. I like what I like. It's just the way that I am type of thing. So for me, I'm very, very practical minded. So creating this is so cool. I did it this morning. I went, of course, that's weird that I did that on self-care day. Water, fiber, protein, movement, breath, sleep, and 100 shoulder taps. My friend, big brain guru, fitness and nutrition coach, she said to me, there are some fundamentals you need to know that other people are not telling us. You need to have 2 liters of water before 2 p.m. Okay, that's the only thing I actually remember, which is tangible. It's all written down. But you need to have a certain amount of fiber every day for our gut. You have to have a certain amount of protein every day. Well, we're a highly carbed world. And I won't go into too much of the stuff because it's not my niche. But when we're waking up from our fast, so break fast, what are we eating? Nutrigrain or Cocoa Pops? What are we giving our children? Bread, just simply toast. Maybe we're not eating. It depends on your body type to when you're meant to eat, of course. But I'm like, oh my goodness, I was eating my beautiful breakfast this morning that I prepared with overnight wheat bix with fruit and protein powder and milk and strawberries like all over. It was delicious. And I was like, we should be eating so well after breaking such a big fast, after working all night in our slumber. But where have we made the end of the night, the dinner, a reward? It's just so fascinating, the human brain and how we work. So protein and movement. We need to move, you know. I got one of those smartwatches so I can do 10,000 steps a day. And to my delight, I've actually been doing more like 16 to 18 naturally, which is really cool. But where are we moving? Where are we strengthening? We're not in the forest anymore, like hunting for our food for hours on end. No, we're at our computers or we're in our beautiful homes and we're going to the supermarket to get food. We order our food and it gets dropped off most of the time. Not me in particular. I go to the supermarket, but you know, life has become so easy and we've become complacent when it comes to self-care. How much are we sleeping? We're getting our 8 hours sleep. So these are all different parts. Now, I can't tell you how much water, how much fiber, how much protein, how much movement, what breath work to do, what sleep works for you. And, you know, I can't tell you those things because you're an individual person, but you know what you need. What makes you feel good? What makes you feel really good? And if we add in a really healthy routine, I know what my breakfast, my lunch, and my dinner is, and my snacks, and I have about 3 or 4 different options for each thing. And I do this because I know what I like to eat. I know that I've got to be prepared, otherwise I go for the packet of chips. And I know that to be the best version of me, to be the superhuman that I am, to 10x my goals, to reach millions of people, to make millions of dollars, and to be the strongest, most like viable body to grow old and be strong, happy and healthy and wealthy, I need self-care. And self-care means watching this. Watching this. If someone doesn't fit well for me, if they've got a snaky energy, no. Thank you. I learned the lesson. Everything's a mirror. Goodbye. If I'm confused about something, I'm going to figure out and get a solution. But without self-care, we're always chasing our tails. Is this making sense to you? Pop it in the chat box. Let me know. Is this making sense to you? We're going to do a 1-minute meditation in a moment. So this is my thing. And I may fail at it, but at least I took an action. And yesterday we talked about taking action. Really, really important. This is my sticker chart. Today I'm going to get stickers, and I'm going to be putting a sticker on for what I do. Because it's so easy, especially, being an entrepreneur and desiring to make a huge impact online. It's really easy for me to let myself go. It's really easy for me to put all my eggs into wanting to serve. And this may resonate with you. Maybe you put all of your energy into your job or your children or your partner or your animals or your friends. And we've been taught not to be selfish. But if we are centering self, we become these beings that have a bigger capacity to hold. I spent 2 hours in the spa last night because I like water. And I was working in the spa. I can hardly call this work. And it's just so delightful. It's service and it comes from my heart and I love it. I love it so much that I could probably do it 24/7. But then I let myself go because we need to create harmony. You could say balance. But is anything ever really balanced? Some days we're going to be really good. I'm going to get a lot of stickers on my charts. Other days I'm going to go, I don't even know what happened. I just went into the service mode, or my kids really needed me, or there was a family emergency. Like, we can't beat ourselves up. And this is what I said, like, you can follow the medical medium, you can follow all these amazing people. And if it works for you and it's stressless and it makes you happy, then go do it. But if you start going, oh, I can't keep counting my macros, or I'm freaking out about my calories, or I haven't moved, and we start beating ourselves up because we've got this list of self-service that is so high, well, there's no point. How can you make it easy? This will be my normal, and it's simple because I can look at it on my fridge. I'm going to go put a sticker on. Yay, I drank my 2 liters of water. Yay, I move my body. It becomes this moving vortex of this is my reality and I love doing this, and I've got to eat anyway. I've got to sleep anyway. I might as well do everything with quality. How much quality are you bringing into your self-care? Pop it in the chat box. 1 being weak, 10 being I'm amazing. 1 out of 10. How much quality are you bringing into your self-care? Are you getting massages? Or, you can get a family member to massage you. Are you doing a beautiful face care? Or are you just like soap on the face and get out of the shower, right? Are you walking on the beach to walk on the beach? Or just to get the steps in? There's a hustle mode that so many of us are so in, even when people think they're not in a hustle mode, a lot of the time they are. And then there's this sovereignty, is a harmony. Balance, what the F is balance? I don't know, honestly. Like, over the next 5 days, I don't have my children. So I'm going to be working a lot more than I usually do because I see it as a golden opportunity to get a whole lot of stuff done uninterrupted. But I'm going to have to really, this is why I've done this as well. I have to make sure that my self-care is top notch. That means my sleep, my food, my protein, my fiber. This is all the stuff I'm bringing in, okay? My walks on the beach. My relationship has to be extremely healthy, because the way I act in one way, the way that you act in one way is the way that you act in every way. you got a shitty relationship going on, so we talked about communication yesterday. If you got a shitty relationship coming on, it's going to leak. Okay, we're going to go into energy leaks over the next couple of days. Tomorrow, we're going to energy leaks. So this flows on. If you are oozing and leaking in one area of your life, your finances, your body, your relationships. I had to clean something up last night. I need to clean that up. I feel like there's an energy leak there, Victoria. So I did. We're always moving. We're not trying to get here and then we stay there, because the minute we get there, the place that we want to get, well, we're always still here. Once we get to the place that we want to be, we still think we need to get there. There's never a there, because it's always a here, but we can't get there from here because we need to actually be in here. It always comes in to the present, always. How does this feel for you? Let me know. Pop in the chat box. I can't wait. Alrighty. Unfortunately, we've been conditioned to work really hard. You work 8 hours, you get what, 2 15-minute breaks and a 30-minute lunch break or something like that. This is this working mentality, this reptilian worker system of working here. And some of us can do it and we love it. We thrive on it, because the generator energy that most humans have, around about 70% of humans are like, if you love your job, 8 hours is nothing. It goes on by and you can then party and hang out with people and, do whatever later. For me, it's never worked that way. For me, it's like I do 1 hour's work and then I need to rest for 2 hours. And I mean, walking on the beach, this whole sacred self-service and the self-care. I've got to do all of these things for 2 to 3 hours after 1 hour work. Because, my energy type has 80% less energy than most of the world. So for me, functioning in an 8-hour day with 2 15-minute breaks and a half an hour break I'm like, how did I do that? No wonder I burnt out so many times, no matter how much I loved my job. So the way that the system is right now, which is working big hours and having small breaks, we have to make sure that we are implementing self-care and routines and love, because this is a being just like our infant that needs love and kisses and, coodling and like cuddle, like kisses and all the things, right? Just like that little infant, we need to give that to ourselves, because nobody else is here doing it for us. So if we don't do that, we start lacking, and our body and our brain stops working like it should. So it's very hard to 10x your goals, your money, your income, your joy, your prosperity. It's very hard to do that if you were coming from lack rather than overflow. How does that feel? Let me know. Let me know. What is popping for you? What is the thing that's resonated or has been a reminder, a remembrance today? Pop it in. Okay. So what are some of the self practices that you've never done but you would like to try? Okay, I've put just a little thing here, real basic. Monthly massages, PT sessions, regular facials or nails, walking daily before your workday, adding 15 minutes yoga into your lunch break, drinking 3 liters of water a day, trying a new supplement. What are the things that pop out for you? You're like, I want to add that stuff in. Or what are some of the things you want to drop? Maybe you're like, you know what? Squeezing in that yoga every day or squeezing in that run is too stressful. I'm going to drop a little bit of that. I'm going to rest. Make sure you write that down. We don't know until we be asked a question. And then we write it down and then we're like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize I was so overloaded. Have you ever gone on a holiday and about 2 days in, you're like, I didn't realize how much I needed a holiday. I do this every time I go to a retreat. I go to a retreat and I'm like, I didn't realize how up here I was until I came down. I was like, whoa, I've been busy. When we ground, we're like, whoa, I've been on the go, man. I've been like flying around. And then we center and we're like, oh, this is so much slower. But everything still gets done. Self-care, grounding is a really big part of that. Okay, let's get into this 1-minute meditation just to round this off, I'd love to know, with a simple concept of self-care, centering self, what is the thing that you are going to bring forward into your life? Maybe it's doing a sticker chart like me. Maybe it's saying, I get up 30 minutes earlier for me time to have a hot chocolate and watch the sunrise. I don't know. What are some self-care things that you want to add in to your daily routine? Sacred self-service is a little bit different. It's things that you're kind of adding in. The self-care is who you are, who you be, just like brushing my teeth. It is something that will never, ever go unless I don't have a toothbrush, okay? Okay, when you are ready, I'm going to spend 1 minute doing this meditation, okay? Close your eyes down, taking a nice deep breath in through your nose, all the way down to your belly. Hold for a moment and breathe out your mouth. One more time, breathing in through your nose. Hold and breathe out. Bringing your hands to your heart, if that feels good. Dropping your barriers down, down, down. Doing a very quick body scan from the top of your head all the way down to your toes. Which parts of your body are tense or tight? And breathe in warm air to those places. And breathe out any stress or tension. Feeling roots coming down from your feet into the earth, around the earth, and expanding your energy now. Beyond your body, beyond your aura, beyond the room, beyond the town, beyond the country, beyond the planet as you expand. Just focusing on your inhale and your exhale. Relaxing your body, focusing on your breath. Now diving back in to your body, down through your crown, as you bring your energy back in, staying expanded, and when you are ready, blinking your eyes open. Welcome back. Oh, it feels good. 1 minute. We drop our barriers, we expand, we root down, we breathe. We do a body scan. How does that feel for you? What's the difference between how you felt at the beginning and how you feel now? I invite you, simple but not easy. Easy, what is it? Yeah, simple but not necessarily easy, okay? Another quick little tip here is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, get up. When we're lying there in bed going, I don't want to go to the gym, but I know when I feel really good about going to the gym and, or I can't be bothered eating breakfast, or I can't be bothered getting up to put on the dishwasher, like all those simple things. When we go into being complacent and wanting to be lazy because we can't be bothered, we go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we get up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we get up. Another thing is like, if you want the energy, we do the sniff, sniff, exhale, or do 5-star jumps. Getting our body moving, I will often just be walking along the beach and I'll lift my arms up like this. If I'm feeling like I'm getting lack of energy, move the body, right? Okay, thank you. It has been so good being here. I can't wait to talk about energy leaks with you tomorrow. Another subject that I just love looking into. I would love to know how you've enjoyed today. It's very different to the other days, and every day is different. Have a wonderful day. Namaste. Bye for now.